Welcome here. This is episode 69 of Vision is Better. Last week we talked about getting known or finding an audience for your work. And if you didn't see that episode, I strongly suggest you watch it first. Go back to 68. Spend a couple of minutes wrestling with the ideas I put forward there, because that's the foundational stuff. And this episode will be way more helpful to you if we're all on the same page. Then come back and let's look at part 2 of how to get known. I'm photographer David duChemin. And this is Vision is Better, a sometimes weekly podcast about the craft and art of photography. Welcome here. Okay, so you took some time to ask yourself what you want to get known for, why you want to get known in the first place, and to what end. That's your core. Keep coming back to that, because I promise you're going to get sidelined once in a while. You're going to get distracted by numbers and discouraged by others. Go back to episode 67, the fear and the hunger, if you need a little bit of recalibration. Now I want to change the way we talk about all of this stuff. I want to redirect the language that we use and reframe the question to this. Not how do I get known, but how do I find and connect to a growing audience for my work? Here's the simple answer. Do your best work and find as many ways to get it out there as possible. In my experience, the people asking this question haven't done anything to get their work out there. They haven't submitted to major awards, to magazines, to popular blogs. They haven't been intentional about their Instagram feed or their Facebook page. And I think mostly it's all because it all feels so fuzzy around the edges. Go back to the questions we asked in episode 68 again and again until you have a sense of what you want to share with the world. All of this is about that. Next, consider the following questions. These aren't steps and there is no formula, but how you answer these questions and put them into practice is way more valuable than a 3-step process. Number 1, it's all about value. What is the value that you're delivering to the world? None of this is about what you can get. It's about what you can give and how you can serve. So what do you give? What's the one thing you want to leave as a legacy? Do you want to inspire people? Great, but inspire them to what? Do you want to educate them, make them laugh, motivate them to change, challenge their ideas? Do you want people to stop killing sharks or fall in love with puppies or be inspired by your travels? All of these things are first about the audience. They come from you, but they're about the audience. Give them something. Know that what you bring to the table in this world, know what you're really good at and really passionate about, and find a way to tap that to give a constant supply. Give a constant supply of those things to the world. Number 2, what's your bigger story? We respond to deeper and bigger stories. If you want a larger audience, go more universal. That doesn't mean get less focused. Actually, it means the opposite. Be more focused on something bigger than just making photographs and way bigger than just yourself. For example, if you're a wedding photographer, go all in on love stories. It's not about your photographs per se, it's about love. Is there anything bigger than love? I don't think so. I teach photography, but one of the things I hear over and over from my audience is that what I write about applies to so much more than photography. That's because I'm really writing about life. Yes, I want you to make better photographs, but more than that, I want your lives to be richer, to be more intentional. I just think photography is a really great metaphor for that. It's a good discipline to learn how to be present and alive. Find your bigger story. Go deeper on that. And your audience will find you because they're looking for those things. Number 3, are you being authentic and vulnerable? Are you bleeding a little bit? Authenticity and vulnerability are big words right now, and I worry we're using them so much that they're going to become meaningless. But for now, let's assume they still carry some weight. Putting your work out there, your authentic work, it's only as good as it is also putting yourself out there, being a little bit willing to, open your chest to your audience and be vulnerable. The more real you are, the more open and honest you are, the more that work, the work you create and share, will connect with others. People hunger for authenticity and vulnerability because it's rare, especially on social media, and because it's deeply human. Yes, be professional, and no, don't air all your dirty laundry on social media, but know that the more human you are in all of your interactions, the less you use marketing talk and talk instead in terms that are real and passionate, the more you will connect to people. And that applies to your photographs and any expression of who you are. Your photographs, your writing, your art, whatever. Live deeply, connect deeply, make your art deeply, and make it unmistakably you. All right, I had to get those 3 ideas out because they're the big picture. Now, how, practically speaking, do you get known? You did your homework, right? You sat down and asked yourself, why do you want to do this? What do you want to get out of it? You asked yourself, what do you want to be known for? Now I want you to ask yourself one more question. Who is your audience? Who are they? Are they other photographers? Are they wildlife people? Are they future brides or car enthusiasts? Do they love puppies? Be as specific as you can. The more specific you can be, the better, because everything comes out of this. You can't speak to an audience if you don't know who they are and what language they speak. If it's not to other photographers to whom you are speaking or want to be speaking, then stop filling your Facebook feed with stuff only photographers care about. If it's to people who love animals, then give them pictures of animals and stories about animals and behind-the-scenes footage of you interacting with animals. If it's brides-to-be, then serve them, show them great photographs to inspire them, point them to great resources for weddings or a list of great honeymoon spots. Focus on that audience. Don't give them photographs of car races and your cats and what you ate for breakfast if they don't want that. Now, you know your audience. Find them. Where are they? Which social media platforms do they prefer? Which coffee shops? Which galleries? Which stores? Figure out where they gather, online or in real life, and find ways to share your work. That's the creative part, the problem-solving part of all of this. There's nowhere you can go that's just going to tell you how to do it or where they are. You've got to be creative about it and figure it out. Immerse yourself in their world. Are they on Pinterest? Then learn Pinterest and share your work there. Do they read Fish and Stream magazine? Find a way to write or photograph for Fish and Stream or Hot Rods Monthly or Modern Photography or whatever. If they're on a certain Facebook group, go there, interact, look for ways to serve them. Don't sell, don't network. Just be a human being in that space and find a way to share what you do. At this point, I always get someone saying, yeah, but how? Listen, figure it out. Pick up a copy of the magazine you want to submit to and read the damn thing. They always tell you how to submit, or at least who the editor is and how to get in touch. Reach out, ask questions, be a human being. Talk to them, ask them how you can be a part of what they do. Ask if you can share your work with them. Don't send one of these emails that just kind of says, I'd love to make something happen and work with you. Give them a sense of how that might happen. Light a spark for them. Don't leave them just with a, well, what do I do with this? This is all about human connection. Find out what they need and then find a way to meet that need. And if you just have to ask them, how can I serve you? That would be pretty refreshing, because I'm guaranteeing you most people are not getting that question on a daily basis. They're just getting pitched, and no one likes to be pitched. So here's the simple answer to this whole thing. You will get known as you put your best work out there in a consistent way and as you connect to your audience. It'll be different for everyone, but you've got to be there in the space that your audience is, sharing, giving, serving. You've got to be willing to learn new platforms if that's where your audience is, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. Is it galleries? I don't know. And how do you get into galleries? Well, I don't run a gallery, so don't ask someone who doesn't run a gallery. Ask someone who runs into a gallery. Go into a gallery that shows the kind of work that your audience enjoys, and talk to them. Ask them questions. Take the gallerist to lunch and find out what they are looking for, and is that a fit for you? Here's what I think most people mean when they ask, how do they get known? They mean, how do I get discovered? You don't get discovered. No one is scouring the internet looking for the miracle that is us, that is you, just so they can tell the whole wide world about us. We have to do the hard work. We have to put our work, whatever that is, out there into the world. Find your audience, connect with them. Connect, connect, connect. It is all about connecting. This is a human endeavor. It's not about social media, it's about people. Serve them at every point of connection. Serve them, scratch their itch, give them something. There is a world out there full of media. There are thousands of print magazines. Which one of them have you submitted to this month? Make a list of the top 10 magazines and submit the ones you want to work for. Submit your work to each one a month. There are hundreds of awards and competitions that would give you great exposure. Some of them are better than others. But have you submitted your latest work for consideration to the major awards? Make a list of maybe 12 awards that you want to submit to and submit to one every month. There are blogs out there for every conceivable audience. Find them, do an interview with them, write for them, guest post for them, send them an email every 2 months and show them your latest project. Find out what they need and help them with that. Collaborate with people that already speak to the audience that you want to connect to. You don't get known any other way than sharing your work with a small audience and then with a consistently larger audience as it grows. Be consistent, be relentless, and remember that it's about them and serving them and connecting with them. All right, I'm going to leave you with one final thing. If all of this is a little bit nebulous, you have no idea where to start, then consider starting with a really well-curated Instagram feed. Show work that's personal. Show who you are. Be consistent. Take some time to look through some of the better Instagram feeds out there and ask yourself if yours could be more consistent or more personal, more authentic, more vulnerable. Are you really speaking to the audience you think you are and being intentional about that? Is it your best work going up there? Some people don't use Instagram for that, and I get that. They use it more of a sketchbook, and that's fine. But know that very few artists are going to get known by a larger audience based on the strength of the work that they put in their sketchbooks. If I looked at your Instagram feed, would I get a sense that you knew who your audience was? Would I be able to figure it out based on what you're serving up? Or is it just kind of completely all over the map? Go back to the questions you asked in episode 68. What do you want to be known for? And if it doesn't fit within that desire, keep it out of your Instagram feed or create a second feed that's more of a personal sketchbook and keep your main feed clean and on brand. That doesn't mean sterile or boring. It just means give me a handle. I can think of you being a couple of things or about a couple of things like travel and conservation, for example. But I am just not going to remember you if you're the photographer who photographs dogs and airplanes and abstract flowers and HDR landscapes and also weddings and real estate headshots. The more focused you are, the more easily you will be remembered, and that is key to being known. Last week I promised digital copies of my books, How to Feed a Starving Artist and A Beautiful Anarchy, to 3 random viewers who left a comment. Those people are Gregory Holden, Kevin Russo, and Annette Tanberg. I'll do what I can to get in touch with you, but I'm going to need an email address to deliver these books. So if you see this, guys, please make sure you connect. The rest of you, if you don't already have my ebooks 10 and 10 more, Drawing the Eye and Chasing the Look, that's 4 ebooks, head to mycontactsheet.com and let me know where to send them. Give me your email address, and the books are yours in exchange for trusting me with that email address. I'll never abuse that trust. Once in a while, I'll drop you a line with my newsletter, the contact sheet, and give you articles about the craft and art of photography along with some inspiration and resources. Join me next week and I'll wrap up this short series about getting and keeping an audience, and I'll tell you my own story, how I got where I am, wherever that is, and what I would do differently now. Until then, if you find value here, please subscribe, tell your friends for bonus points, and remember, gear is good, but vision's better. We'll see you next time.